we all love the idea of telling stories and entertaining people, and that's what keeps us going.
As fun as it was just us three at the beginning, just to be surrounded by people that share that same passion is awesome.
When I was younger, I didn't plan really on doing film. It just kind of happened. These guys showed me a new world, I suppose.
So the beginning of the Groves was based on the location. I had come across the mangroves and I thought it could come across as eerie and very unique. Looking at the location and then actually going out there and seeing it, it was like, this is perfect.
The story was something that Dion had been mulling over for quite some time, kind of evolved over the months, and Sam was really helpful in that process. It was quite a while from the initial idea to it becoming like a fully functioning film.
It's all about meeting each other today, and this is the team. So it starts from here. I'm very excited, guys. So we should just get straight into it, I reckon.
We obviously had specific ideas in our head in mind of what they would look like. You know, same as like reading a book, you have that image of what that character kind of looks like. So sometimes they'd open our eyes to a different take on a character. They would present something that we hadn't thought of, a way they would deliver the character, and yeah, it was an eye-opening experience. And I think it was cool to see us go to the next level, I guess. Some roles were easier than others, I think. Some of them were like, yeah, we know, 100%. We didn't have to really deliberate too much. Some of the others we went back and forth. But it was really just going over the script and just trying to visualise those words coming out of each actor, and in the end we were pretty much all in agreement. It was tough in the end picking, but it was kind of a good problem to have, I guess.
Welcome everybody to day one, principal photography of the Groves. Get excited! We are allowed past this point, aren't we?
On day one, all our gear was being transported on these little wheelie carts. They were not designed for off-road. It was horrific. We had boxes falling off and crew just carrying like with their arms full, and everyone put in, and we got the gear to the location and back. But then the next day we came back with some new off-road kind of trolleys, and we were able to move the gear swiftly in and out of location, and it just became like a routine. Action.
Happy with that?
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to do?
I can do that in bulk.
More just maybe have the pause even longer, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do one more, Kat.
Yep.
We'll just make the pause even longer, but
Yep.
otherwise it was great. The mangroves are not as big as what they appear in the film. It was great being able to blend multiple locations into one, and it really shows on the screen. We've made it appear as this vast land of just trees and a continuous path. There's scenes that are shot one way, and then we literally flip the camera around the other way to shoot another whole location. We put some running in between that, and you feel like you're at a different area. Well, Jess and Chris have been together for a few years, and you can see from the start of the film there seems to be a bit of a rift between them. Jess, she's a quiet young lady. She is kind of reserved at first, but then you kind of see her open up as the film progresses. And then Chris comes across as the polar opposite. He's very outspoken, says what he thinks, doesn't seem to care, gives off that kind of vibe. So you can definitely see the differences between them on the screen, and you can see how it kind of changes as the film progresses.
So Jess is very reserved. She's a bit scared, a bit frail, kind of relies on others, I feel, to make decisions for her.
They're on troubled times. They travel to the mangroves, potentially in a way to kind of, not exactly rekindle their relationship, but just kind of do something together and bond together. At least that's the idea that Jess wants to put forth.
It was a great experience. I think the mangroves is it's a very tough location to shoot at. It is just purely a path, a wooden path that's 1.5 meters wide, maybe even narrower in parts. And it has little bows and little areas where you can kind of sit, and that's where we can kind of chuck our gear but you keep kind of, slipping past each other and things like that. So that was tough to overcome, but we found a way, and just having everyone super chill and super on board was great. No one was just very cool about the whole kind of ordeal.
Drop and go. Go. Washes me up with that water. You have to touch me up.
So it goes off.
So it's like.
When you do the tear off this arm, not just
That was easy.
Do that again now.
And action. We wanted to have this scene where she would get entangled in these vines and the vines would attack her, and they were almost like a creature. They give off sounds and stuff like that.
Dion did some research on how to kind of make the vines. I just remember being up really late trying to get the vines and just spraying this very questionable foam expanding stuff all over them and things like that. It's just funny, like the creative process that goes into some of this stuff to make it look believable.
We wanted it to look very different and have people go, wow, how did they do that? How did they pull it off? And we did a lot of tests with scarves, just pieces of rope, iPhone cords, and just filming ourselves on Snapchat with it. And it just looked cool. And even when we shot on the day, we had the camera there and we took the shot, and then we used Snapchat and used the reverse video function in it to make sure the shot came out like looking good. And so, yeah, it was a really fun experience.
My favourite scene was when I had to be in the mud, in amongst the mangroves, getting onto the boardwalk. It was frantic, dirty, disgusting, and I just kind of loved that.
Now we're doing the mouth stitch scene. Sean will be laying here, and we're going to shoot 2 angles at once. So Marcus will be on the gimbal doing a mid, and then I'll be doing a close-up at the same time.
Yeah, Sean was really willing to do just about anything. He was really passionate about the groves. Like, I couldn't believe that these strangers, in the beginning were just so on board with what we were trying to do. It was a very nice feeling.
I'm going to do one with his eyes closed and then one with them open. I'm going to have to move the thing out of his face. So start rolling. You guys good?
Maybe just like, can you do like...
I'm on top of the groves. I'm very much, my whole body is inside the grove, so it just meant putting myself in a happier mental state to get past it. But no, I knew what I was getting into. This was outlined to me when we did this, and I said I'd do it, so I did it. I had to be there for shooting for quite a while, so in the moment is somewhat traumatizing, but afterwards is the best feeling in the world.
That's it. And freeze, Sean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Quickly. And then just turn to the left, Sean, so you're facing left. That's it. Head straight down. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut. Cool. Done. Get out of the mud. Great. Get the stitches off. Do you want me to cut them off? Bravo.
Okay.
No, I'm happy with it.
It's just a boardwalk.
Because it's just quick shots.
Yeah.
Sean.
Cool.
Well done. Whew.
Got it.
That felt very intense.
We had an idea in our head kind of what scenes would be more challenging than others. The vine scene was probably the most challenging, just because we had to make that look like it was happening. So a lot of constant, camera changes, angle changes. There was a lot of trickery, I guess, in the shooting to make it seem believable.
Our makeup artist, Brianna, did some incredible work on this film. She went through some tests that she sent us of pulling out the vine from the arm, and it just looked amazing. Without her practical work, it just wouldn't have been the same. With the demon, we wanted to go with something that was the kind of human form, but with a really creepy look to it. And we wanted to go with something practical. We didn't want to go with anything too creature-esque.
Basically, it's acrylic paint all over, and the patch job is done in such a way that when it's on film, it just comes out and looking amazing. The contacts that I'm wearing are quite a pain to put in, but totally worth it. Totally worth the slight discomfort that you get.
Yeah, so it was the second time we've tried to crowdfund. So this time we put it up on Indiegogo for a couple of months and sort of spread it out on social media as best as we could. We did quite well. We got quite good backing from it. All the people that helped were a massive part of how we were able to pull off the film. There's been people for ages who have done amazing films. You know, if you've got the tools and the willingness to do it, you can do a lot on a small budget, and that's what we proved with this film.
And then grab.
Okay. Do you want me to reach up and then grab when you say grab, or do you just want me to? Because I can't really see exactly
I'll
where
say
I'm
grab,
going.
okay? Cool. Grab.
Saw him.
It was close. It was good, guys. We'll do
Did
one
you see
more.
me again?
Yeah, it was good though. And action. Cut. Yeah, I think we got it.
I can't stop laughing now. Oh, we had a little crash.
Oh, for real? How?
Little misunderstanding. They just stopped and I was still running, and then we had a bit of a crash.
Action.
Keep running. Fuck.
Oh my god.
You said go around the corner.
No, I meant 2 shots. Oh my god, you alright? Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad.
Is the gimbal right? Oh no.
Is the lens okay?
Got a bit of wood on it.
Oh my god.
When did she keep running? I was like, ah!
I should have been clear, it was 2 simple shots. Sorry, Mike.
No, all good.
Please tell me you got that.
So today we're on the lovely Port Gawler Road, shooting the scenes with Chris and Jess in the car coming up towards the mangrove. And today we've driven up and down this road about a good 50 times, shooting interior, exterior, establishing shots.
Yeah, we kind of had to take the L on some of the stuff and realise that we had not a lot of control. You have to kind of understand that you can't do a lot about the wind when you're outside. And it was really windy on that day. We had some fun with the gimbal trying to manoeuvre that into the car, because we initially were going to put some suction cups, like mounts, in the car for the camera for the dialogue scenes, but that was too shaky. So we just had to kind of off the cuff use the gimbal, and our great camera operator Marcus was just just getting those arms in there and just trying to get those angles and really almost contorting, doing a Dylan to get those shots. So it was a fun experience to kind of find a way to get those shots to work, but we were really happy in the end with how it turned out in the edit.
And Marcus is going to gimbal it so it'll stabilise the shot. And then when we do the other shots, we're going to do, Paul will be in the back seat here, and there'll be a camera on the interior of that window. So we'll do 2 at once, and then opposite. And that's going to be how we're going to shoot the conversation scene. So we'll do all the wide stuff first, and then we'll probably get lunch sorted, and then we'll do those. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
Everything was above the books. We weren't sitting in the back of a ute with like some straps. That didn't happen. Also something else that didn't happen, we weren't like having a lot of fun when Dylan was going along at like 60 k's and we were like little children on the back just with this gimbal. Yeah, that didn't happen as well. So
we wanted to shoot very locally and embrace the local community, and it was cool because people were coming along seeing us filming and they were very interested. Doing the film, it's promoting their location, like the St Kilda Tackle Shop. It's promoting them as a business, and they're allowing us to utilise a location that's completely ready to go. We had to barely set dress for certain things because it was just naturally perfect.
So in this scene, Jess has just arrived at the tackle shop with her boyfriend, BF. She goes to buy water and she comes to buy it here, and then that's where John will be standing all creepy like.
Rolling sound. Action.
Just the water, thanks.
$3.50. Not money your age around here these days. Out here on your own?
No, my boyfriend's outside. He must have gone for a walk or something.
What are you kids doing around here anyway?
We're just passing through. Thanks for the water.
Okay, so this is day 9. Day 9, doing the rehab scene. We've got today and then 2 more days, and then the shoot is complete. And we're feeling good today. It's just very warm.
It is so hot.
Paul, you feeling good?
Feeling fantastic.
Canvas art.
Of the vines.
Where did you find these?
Gumtree. $5 for both.
It's 2. I think you need to use them both.
So we're just getting Kat done in makeup. So we're giving her a real sick look to look like she's been in rehab for quite a bit.
Putting a UV drip in her arm. So I've created a fake skin, which I've then used a little end of a syringe to create a little hole in. And then I am basically inserting this under the fake skin with some blood, so that in the scene when it is pulled out, spoilers, it'll actually be pulling out from under the skin with a bit of blood to follow.
Good, my arm's getting sore. I have to keep it up because the blood will spill out if I put it down. So I'm very tired, but it's good. I've been told I look sick, so that's good.
Just hang up. She's going to pull.
What we're going to do first is the actual IV drip pull. We're just going to take that shot on its own, then we're going to play out the scene in multiple angles, okay? So we're just going to get this shot. We'll probably have you standing kind of in the background there, Phil.
Yep. The actual intense scene that we play is very satisfying. I found it quite exciting, and I love the things that we've done that have made it a bit more accurate with the injections and drips and stuff like that. So I think it's supposed to be quite an intense scene, and hopefully that's the way it's portrayed.
The rehab scene is a real special scene, and that'll really catch people when they watch that and really put them back and think, wow, this is very intense. It's a very intense scene. So yeah, look forward to seeing that.
When we're holding Kat down, the adrenaline's pumping. You really just sort of dive into the moment, and she gives a lot. She's really struggling, so you don't have to do a lot of acting. You just sort of leap in there, and it's a lot of fun to do. You just kind of go for it.
Rolling sound.
Yep.
Slay. And action.
No!
Oh! Oh, cut.
Oh, that looked excellent.
Let's have a review.
Ooh, my skin's falling off.
That's something else that we had to do as well in terms of like movie magic, I guess, with the cutting and just making it seem believable that she fell down the stairs. We didn't actually want her to fall down the stairs, but we wanted to make it look like she did. So there was like a bit of a void between kind of making those two things meet. So the mattress, yeah, it was just kind of, we had like 2 really thick like foam mattresses at the bottom, so she didn't fall from the top, but she just had to kind of stumble and then fall into the mattress. But we ended up putting the mattress upright so she didn't have to fall down down all the way kind of thing. So that was tough, but I'm really happy with actually now that we're looking in post how that turned out.
One low, yeah. All right.
Getting sweaty?
Oh yeah. I'm wearing the Jess shirt. Means you then realise, you turn around slowly, wait a little bit, and then you pull the focus. So I can say go, and then you say focus. Right.
Yep.
What happens when Dylan starts running with the camera?
As soon as Dylan starts running,
I'm not allowed to run with the camera.
Kat is going to run past this way.
Paul gonna pan?
Paul's going to whip pan as quick as he can with Jess. And
So
then
I
we're
have
going
to pull and just drop.
Yeah. And then we're going to cut and we're going to start in a whip pan and combine the two shots together so it looks like Move to your right slightly, Dylan. A little bit more. Yeah.
Alright, rolling.
And action. Demon.
21, 22, 23.
Shoulder. Yeah, more so can you see over my shoulder?
Yes.
Okay, and bang. Just go. Alright.
That was cool.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
Yes.
But it's out of focus.
How you feeling? It looks so good.
Working with Dion, especially as director on this shoot, he allows the actors to kind of give a bit of input as well. Like, it's not this straight dictatorship. He of course has a vision, but he allows the actors and the other people on set room to give input and to play and to explore. It's that professionalism mixed with creativity. It just makes a set fun to be on.
I was very nervous to come on set for the first time. I wasn't sure what they were going to be like, and I was like, I've seen the behind the scene footage from other films that they've made, but I was still like, are they actually like that, or are they just putting on for the camera? And I was really, really nervous. But then I got here and it was absolutely amazing. Everyone was so nice and so outgoing. You know, it's a lot of fun. They're serious when they need to be, but at the same time, it's just like, we're here to have fun, make a great film, you know, we're all friends here.
This whole process has been really nice since my audition. You know, talking about the role, talking about the film as a whole and the ideas. It's been good.
The two things that I love about working with them is that they have this kind of mentality of, we can make good genre films. There is such a thing as good genre films in horrors and sci-fis in the low budget independent area. Like, it is possible to do that. And the second thing is that they believe that Adelaide's an amazing backdrop to make films. You know, you've got amazing locations like the mangrove trail here that I had no idea existed before we had this project come up.
Dion takes a lot of ideas on board. You can go up and like, what about this shot? Like, if they're struggling with a shot and you have an idea, whether you're the actor, the sound guy, the dude cleaning the toilets, doesn't matter. He's so good. He will take everything you say on board, and if he likes it, he'll try it. If he doesn't like it, he'll probably still try it.
He can communicate really well, and he is very easy to talk to, so I would have no hesitation in approaching him. If I wanted to add something from a technical side of view, I might be able to say this isn't perhaps 100% correct, whereas some other people might not be as approachable and things. So he's really lovely.
Great bunch of guys, very, very professional, very great cinematography, great directing. I think this is going to take them to the next step, and then from there, hopefully this is going to really spiral them and go on to really big things.
We couldn't do this film without all of you. It wouldn't come out the way it has been. It just would have been impossible to get everything done.
As fun as it was just us three at the beginning, and now that we're kind of surrounded by people that share that same passion, is awesome. Yeah.
It's true, you're with like a family of people and it's so much fun. You go through each day together, and then when it comes to the end, it's so sad because that every day talking about it and giving each other ideas and just doing what you love, with surrounding yourself with people that love it as well, it's such a good like rush. It's hard to explain, but it's such a good feeling. It's a good time.